Hi everybody, welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel. My name is Mary Catherine and today we'll be talking about tips, tricks, and hacks for the Procreate app. Alright, now that we've got our Procreate app opened, we're going to talk about some tips and hacks for you as you are starting to use Procreate. Just a couple of things that'll make it a little easier. So we're going to come to Gallery and we're going to open up a new canvas. I have a screen size canvas opened up here and we're going to talk about making straight lines. So you think, well, I can't draw a straight line, but in Procreate you actually can. So this is called quick line, where we're going to drag our pen across and hold. When you hold, it straightens your line. If you put one finger down on the screen, it'll actually lock your line in place to be perfectly straight across the page. Let's do that one more time. So draw your line and hold, straightens the line. Clicking on the screen makes it a completely straight, level line. You can also move it up and down. I think this is in increments of 15 degrees. I don't know why it keeps freaking out there. Let's keep it and hold it. Go up and down. So that'll keep your line pretty straight. That's called quick line. Now we're going to talk about quick shape. Quick shape is where you can draw a shape in Procreate, hold it, and it will make it a perfect curve. But also, if you put your finger on it, it will make it a perfect circle. So you've got a circle there. Let's try a rectangle. That's not a rectangle. Let's try a triangle. So I'll draw a triangle. Looks pretty bad until you hold it down and it makes it nice and straight. Let's try one more because I can't draw very good triangles. So it straightens it out for you. Let's draw a square. So if you hold it down, it's going to straighten out those edges. And if you tap it and hold, it'll make a perfect square. Same thing for rectangles, at least to the best of our ability. So holding it down makes it straight. Putting your finger on the page makes it a perfect rectangle. All right, you could also do some crazy shapes. Hold it down and it will straighten it out for you. So that's called a polyline, and that is quick shape. We're going to clear this layer and I'm going to open up another layer where I have a couple of things already on the page to show you some different techniques we can do. I'm going to make this unicorn bigger. Okay. All right, now we're going to talk about color fill. Color fill is where you can pick a color on the color wheel. I'm going to go ahead and go find a palette just to make this a little easier. Let's go ahead and pick this palette. We're going to click the three dots here and set as default. So we're going to come back to our disk. Now we have our palette set as default here. I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these pinks. And so you can take the color from the corner, click it and drag and drop it into what you want to quickly color fill if you have a drawing already on your screen. So let's go ahead and pick a different color. I'll pick a little bit of a darker color and I will do the same thing. Click and drop, click and drop, click and drop. It's a very quick way to color your pictures, also to change colors very quickly. Maybe we wanted the unicorn to be purple. So it's a very quick way to fill in. Let's go ahead and keep filling in. Then we'll be done. Whoops. You can also fill the background in, but we don't want to do that. Go ahead and fill in those. So that is called color fill. We're also going to show you something called alpha lock, which is similar and easier. So say I wanted to fill in this word. Filling in letters often becomes a chore, especially if you have lots of letters. So we're going to try something called alpha lock. So I'm going to come to my layers panel. I'm going to tap my layer and I'm going to click alpha lock right here. So what alpha lock is going to do is it's going to lock all of my designs and only let me draw inside the design. So I can come here and easily fill all my letters with color just by drawing in them. So you really are drawing inside the lines because Alpha Lock is locking these letters and only letting you draw in the letters. So it's a very easy way you can come in and edit small details without having to color drop so many times. So let's keep playing around with Alpha Lock. Alpha Lock lets you continue to draw on whatever you have drawn on. Can continue doing that. It's one of my favorite ways to give my lettering some pizzazz, to do lots of different colors together. It's a great way to do it with Alpha Lock. So we're just going to keep drawing. And now we're going to grab our blur tool. We're going to blur these together a little bit. And now we have a really nice art piece. So we've talked about color fill and we've talked about Alpha Lock. Now I want to talk about something called a clipping mask. So let's go ahead and just grab this design. We're going to cut and paste it so we can put it on a different layer and make it bigger. All right, so from this, we're going to add a layer. Let's go ahead and just make that go away. Let's take some color. Let's pick, let's try blotchy. Might not be big enough. Let's go to painting and pick, I'm always a fan of the Nico roll. So let's go ahead and put down some color. Just a couple of different colors. So we're going to blend together. All right, let's go ahead and move those up. Now let's grab our blend tool and start, I'm gonna grab this gouache. Make it a little smaller. Let's go ahead and blend these colors together so we can have a nice transition from color to color. And make sure they all blend. All right, we're gonna try something called a clipping mask. So now we have the color blend on top of our unicorn file. So let's go ahead and pull the color up. Make sure the color is on top. We'll add in the unicorns. It looks like the color doesn't completely cover, so we're gonna need to make it bigger. Maybe we'll go ahead and duplicate it so it's thicker. All right, so now we're gonna click this layer and click clipping mask. And it just put what we drew into the file that was underneath it. So the file became a window for you to see this color. So with the color still there, you can technically move it around. So if you notice, we have a little black there in the tail, so we can move that color around until all of our design is covered like we want it to be. And I'm gonna take snapping off. That was giving me problems. Now we can move it perfect, just like that. So that is a clipping mask. So the color is being masked over that file. All right, another tip, this would be for color. So if you come up to your color wheel, you can open palettes down at the bottom. Now a way to really help finding different palettes, you can click the plus button up here at the top, and it can say create new palette, which we've done before, or you can add new from photos. So let's click this one, new from photos. So let's pick, I'm not sure what we want to pick, but anything from here would add nice color. Let's go ahead and just pick one of these drawings. And so all of the colors from that one drawing came into a palette and made us a new palette of color. Let's try one more time. Maybe go find a photo, like a real life still photo. Wow, I don't have anything. Maybe that one's kind of, okay, there we go. So now we have a nice palette that was built from a photo. So this is really helpful if you are trying to work on some branding or you're trying to get a reference point from a photo that you're drawing from. You can easily add a palette from an image. All right, let's try one more thing. We have a clear canvas. Let's go ahead and come up to Actions and come to Canvas. We're going to turn on the drawing guide here. We're also going to edit the drawing guide. So now we're in Edit. We are going to turn on Assisted Drawing down at the right. And instead of a 2D grid, we are going to pick Symmetry. We're going to come down here to Options. We want Quadrant Symmetry. Now this is really interesting. It's a little hack I like to use if you are ever drawing. Oops, I want those drawing guides to come up. We just turned the color to pink. I want it to be black. It's easier to see. All right, now we're going to click Done. Now you can see those drawing guides. Finding symmetry in a quadrant style is really fun if you are playing around with patterns, if you are playing around with any type of design that is repeating. Now we can draw, and everything that we draw will be reflected in the other quadrants. So this is a really easy way to make nice designs that repeat without having to draw them over and over. It's one of my favorite hacks that Procreate allows, because I think that's very pretty. All right, one more awesome hack that Procreate allows you to do. It allows you to make your own GIFs or GIFs, however you want to say it, which could be great for any social media platform, if you're wanting to use your own GIFs on there. So we're going to go ahead and just pick a couple colors. And I'm simply going to write the word hello. Oops, we weren't on the right layer. Let's write hello a couple times. Now we need to continually, let's go ahead and delete these other layers so we're not so confused. All right, add another layer. Let's pick a different color. Write right on top of that again. Add another layer, pick a different color. Write right on top of that again. And a couple more times, write another, open another layer, write again, different color, and maybe one more time. Let's do it one more time. All right, so now we have all of our layers that are on top of each other. So now we can come to Actions. We're going to come to Share, and we are going to pick at the very bottom Animated GIF or GIF. And so that's going to show us, wow, it's a little too fast. So we're going to make our frames per second lower. So you can actually make really, really cute little graphics for your Instagram, for your social media on Procreate. So we can export that and just save the image. One more hack or tip that I want to show you is how to download your own fonts onto Procreate, which is also very helpful for any type of design you're doing. So if you ever find some fonts you like that you want to download, you'll just download them straight to your iPad. Then you're going to come into Procreate. You are going to go ahead and add text. So it's an add. We're going to add text. Make it a little bigger. Go ahead and click this button right here, which takes you to fonts. Then we're going to click import font. And then you will go right to your downloads and you're able to download your font right into Procreate. And so we can write something with the new text that we imported, with the new font that we imported. And there you go. So we can make that bigger or smaller. Thank you so much for watching my video all about Procreate tips and hacks. If you would like to make some money with your Cricut, go ahead and sign up for our free webinar linked below. Thanks.